over her skin and clinging to her every curve. It expanded into cuffs and high collar, as well as thickening around her feet to create athletic boots. Its colour and design were at their previous setting. Prussian blue, the boots giving the impression of tan leather, like the imitation belt around her waist. She headed through the bedroom door, across the living area, and out of the apartment, and was soon in the drop shaft to the roof. Stars speckled the night sky. She gazed across the well-lit city, then out towards the Canine Mountains and above them. The object in the sky there, like a burning yellow eye, lay beyond the Jaskoran system, the accretion disk, the early formation of a solar system. Looked much the same as it had always done from the world she was on. The telescopes, distributed throughout her installations in Jaskor's orbit and beyond, would not reveal changes in the disk either. Like human eyes, their images were generated by received electromagnetic radiation, and the light from events out there had yet to reach them. They were seeing some months into the past. Orlandine, however, standing here on this roof, could see things differently. She shivered in the cool evening, enjoying the sensation and not inclined to turn off that human physical response. Next, with a mental command, she projected a metal tongue out of a slot in the base of her neck at the back. This divided along its laminations and opened out the petals of her sensory cowl behind her head. Through it, she started to engage with those elements of her mind distributed across the surface of Jaskor, and noted how much the world's population had dropped. Directly after the recent battle out at the accretion disk, Earth Central's advisory and threat assessment had arrived for its polity citizens here. The Runcible technicians followed shortly, and then a cargo ship carrying 3 Runcibles designed for fast installation and transit. These Runcibles, gates able to transmit matter through underspace, were an instantaneous transportation system. They were now set up in the southern cities and evacuating people to other worlds. She hadn't questioned the way Earth Central suddenly relaxed strictures on transport from her world. An alien AI called the Wheel had sent a monstrous alien soldier to attack the defense sphere she had established around the accretion disk. Jaskor, nearby in interstellar terms, was her home base, from which she controlled the disk's defense sphere, so might well be the target for another attack. Because the Wheel was still out there, somewhere. If that happened, it was not unlikely that the whole world would end up as a cloud of burning rubble. Now, through the cams at this city's Runcible installation, she watched packed crowds filing towards the gate. For the last year, people had been leaving at a rate of about 1 every second through each Runcible. That was over 400,000 every Jaskoran day, and they weren't only polity citizens. The power needed for the Runcibles was immense, and 6 months ago she had necessarily put backup fusion plants online. Routing all the travelers had wholly occupied the sub-minds of herself that she'd put in place to run the Runcibles too. Peering up into the sky, with just her eyes, she watched the hordes of grav buses and taxis constantly running from remote population centers. It never seemed to stop. Orlandine sighed and took her mind away from those fleeing, focused her attention above, and then linked through U-space communicators to the weapons platforms. These were arrayed as the defense sphere surrounding the distant accretion disk, and some of their attack pods were actually traveling into it. The pods accompanied the Harding black hole as it fell into the disk, and as the disk fell into it. With this weapon, she had destroyed the soldier, and it was now hoovering up the lethal Jain technology inside the disk. She had intended to forego such omniscience during her latest human time, but the black hole was about to do something she did not want to miss.